stop saying that rent freeze and rent control are different things. You suck because it is one thing to not make an attempt to understand what someone else is saying. It is an entirely separate thing to not make an attempt to understand what you are saying. What is going on? This is like one of the only topics in economic modern history where we actually have essentially a consensus and good research and theory to back up a certain conclusion. And people are like, well, but I still want to do it, but since everyone who actually knows shit disagrees, we'll give it a different name. You suck. Like, I'm sure you're a lovely person, but you deserve to be stuffed into a brazen bull and then waterboarded with cyanide. Because what the hell is wrong with you? What is rent control? Price controls on rent. Not even really price controls, just price ceilings. Has there ever been a price floor on rent ever anywhere? Like maybe Senegal or Zambia or like Mozambique in like 2012 after a housing crisis and people wanted to preserve homeowner wealth or something. This doesn't happen. This does not happen. So what is it? Price ceilings on rent, a maximum price that you cannot go beyond. What is rent freeze? You freeze the rent. The mechanism is the exact same. What is the point of instituting either of these things if you do not expect there to be a gap between the market price that would have yielded and the instituted regulated price? That is the only point you would ever do either of these policies. Why do you think it was a selling point for Zoran in his campaign? Because people wanted cheaper rent than they would have gotten had there not been a regulation. That's the point. And yes, there's a time lag. Yes, there's a time lag. A rent freeze keeps it as it is, and you can't go beyond, whereas a price ceiling might institute a lower price than currently exists. But there's no meaningful, it's not even with extra steps. It's not the same thing with extra steps. It's just the same thing with a time lag. The only point of the policy is to create a gap. If you think there will be a gap between the regulated price and the market price, and the regulated price would be lower. That is the only point. So whenever you say this, you suck. Like I have no other words. Like the point of the policy and the mechanisms of the policy are the same because there would be no point in doing them if they weren't the same. And there's some room for nuance, but the people who say this are not being nuanced. There is no established. It is equally as legitimate to say that what rent freeze is we're doing price controls more conservatively. That's it. You can just rephrase it, and that's the exact same thing. Those are equivalent statements. And the problem is that there is no established level of rent control that is fine. Maybe there are some select circumstances, but ideally with other things supporting it, like building more housing. You do better. Like, you guys irritate the hell out of me. I love you all. Fuck.